Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball.
Tuesday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m., it's morning baseball. Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m., have a pawsome time at Bark in the Park. Thursday, May 21st at 6:30, it's Pride Night with $5 Bud or Bud Light draft beer. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Joining us now is Professor Alan Dershowitz. Professor Dershowitz, before we go, we got a whole bunch of legal stuff, but your thoughts on everything where it's going with Iran and what needs to happen now?
Well, we don't know what the terms of Iran's offer are, but if it simply allows them to slow down their production of nuclear-grade material and gives them the resources to secretly arm their surrogates and continue business as usual, it would be a terrible defeat. Trump was close today to attacking, and unless there is a good reason for not attacking, I think that the attack should have been allowed to go forward. Now, if a good deal emerges, and that would mean all of their nuclear material taken out of the country and not given to Russia, but given to the United States or to some reliable international group with at least a 20-year guarantee of no renewal, then we're back to business as usual. My preference would have been to see enough of a destruction of Iran to encourage regime change from within. There'll never, ever be peace in the Middle East with this regime in power, no matter what deal it signs and no matter what concessions it makes. If this regime is allowed to remain in power, there will never be peace in the Middle East. And every Arab country in the Middle East knows that, but the Gulf states are more interested in their oil profits, and so they urged President Trump to delay his military attack, and President Trump understandably did that. I hope he's right, and I hope the end result will be good for the world.
I guess $100 a barrel. The Gulf states produce about, 60, 70 million barrels a day. It's an extra 600 billion a day or something. I don't know.
Give or take a billion.
I got to do the actual calculation.
But a lot's on the line.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line, but there's more on the line than money and economy. There's the survival of the world.
Yep.
And Iran, with access to nuclear capabilities, is a tremendous threat to the world, to America allies, and ultimately to the United States. And so I hope this isn't a short-sighted view of how to achieve some degree of peace before the midterm elections and leaving the problem by kicking it down the road. That's not going to be an ultimate solution. This was a real opportunity to do in 2026 what France and Britain did not do in 1935 when they failed to prevent Nazi Germany from strengthening and becoming a source of force that could kill 70 million people, that could easily have been prevented in 1935 if the British and the French had engaged in a preventive war based on the failure of Germany to comply with the Versailles Treaty. But they didn't do it. They failed, and we all know the result. And we don't know what the result will be of failing to destroy the regime in Iran today. We can only hope and pray that our country is doing the right thing.
Right. And listen, President Trump today, I was watching him today, Professor Dershowitz. I mean, he's still steadfast on they cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's what's at stake. I mean, so that's the good thing.
We're hearing reports also that Vice President Vance is pushing hard against any kind of renewal of military action. So it's complex, and we don't know all the facts and the whole truth. So we have to wait and see.
Good point. Judge Weinberg.
Professor Dershowitz, I want to switch gears, and I want to focus on this pathology that's going on, coming out of this Mangione assassination of the insurance executive and all these fans he has. He has all these people who are supporting him somehow in the most Marxian way that social murder is acceptable.
And by the way, some of them got press passes.
Right.
I mean, that's the shocking.
So how do we, Alan? So how do we deal with that pathology?
Yeah, no, it's a pathology. But I'm sitting on the east side of New York, and just 10 blocks north of where I am. In 1939, 1938, Nazis wearing brown shirts and swastikas, good old Americans, marched down the street to Madison Square Garden, where 30,000 of them cheered on Hitler. So pathology can bloom anywhere. And there are really pathological people in the United States that support murderers. There are some that support Iran, some that support Hamas, and then some that support Mangione. And we're going to see others that we know there are some that support others who have killed Americans and those who have taken shots at our president. And, we have to stand up against them, and we have to expose them for what they are, sick, disturbed, anti-American people. And, many of them combine that with Jew hatred, America hatred, Catholic hatred, you name it, hatred of any group, or anti-Muslim hatred of the kind that we may have seen in San Diego. So all that hatred has to be stopped, and we have to draw the line at violence. And the idea that Mangione can get hero treatment by some crazy people is very disturbing. Fortunately, the numbers are not all that large, but any number is too large.
Yeah, good point. Craig Eaton.
As we're sitting here, Professor, we're watching, the Fox News is on. It says, Luigi Mangione fans celebrate CEO's death at hearing.
Yeah,
I mean, this is ridiculous that people are actually celebrating that he killed a man in cold blood on a city street. I mean, what are these kids thinking of?
One of them said, one of these women yelled out, his children are better off without him. No, they're not.
And it's young people too.
Future.
That's the one thing that Craig just hit on a very good point. That you see it. It's like these young, mostly college-age kids. What is going on?
Let's never forget who put Hitler in power. It was the students at the University of Munich, the University of Berlin, the University of Heidelberg. Who put Stalin in power? Young people. Who put Castro in power? Young people. Never trust anybody under 30. We used to say when we were kids, don't trust anybody over 30. I'm beginning to get very suspicious. Now, you can't generalize. There are a lot of great young people out there, but much of the radicalism in today's world is generated by young people who are ignorant of history and are looking for quick fix solutions and symbols. And people like Mangione provide that kind of symbolism. So it's no accident that there are so many young people involved in this craziness.
Well, the income on other than the United States on oil being at $100 a barrel is $8 billion a day. I counted on my fingers. So if they delay 3 more days, that's $24 billion.
It's getting to be big money at this point. Yeah,
billion here, billion there.
Serious money, $1 billion here and there. Yeah.
Well,
Look,
Professor,
the most important thing is you keep telling the truth. You keep making sure that Americans listen to all sides of every story. So, keep up the great work, and I'm happy to join you anytime.
We love having you.
Thank you so much.